Hello everybody, Spooky Sandwoman here. Thank you for checking out Seduce Me, Shall We Dance? Now this is a DLC for Sam. And I actually just noticed the hashtag down in the bottom. Hashtag Sam is the best. That's cute. Anyway, this is not a DLC you can get on Steam, sadly. You can get it on... I believe I got the link from the Seduce Me Facebook page. So if you want to get it, feel free to go there. But I'm also going to leave a link down in the description for it so you don't have to really hunt for it. It's one of those types where it's free to download, but you can give a donation to Michaela. I gave a donation. I'm kind of broke right now though, so I was only able to give $2, so it's not much, but I'm sorry. I'm a lowly little cashier at CVS. What can I do? Anyway, I heard about this the other day after I finished Sam's path, and I'm just like, well, I have to do this now. I believe that she's going to make more of these episodes for the others, but I believe Sam is the first. Because I was like, oh, I want to do Matthew's first. And I couldn't find it. So, Sam it is. Anyway, let's start. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to give us. What's your name? We're still spooky. So, keep. Ooh. It had been 2 years. 2 years since my grandfather passed away. 2 years since I met the boys. 2 years since Sam and I shared our first kiss. It may have been forced, yes, but he was still my first and my last. I grew to love this man and held no doubt about my affections for him. He might have seemed intimidating to some, but inside he was a sweetheart and as gentle as a feather. Cute. I felt warm every time I thought of him, a smile following after. Sam. As his image appeared in my mind, my heart fluttered. Sam had decided to join the police force and he had used his handcuffs very well. Oh my god. Kinky, I like it. Embarrassment aside, he would always come home proud to have caught a criminal or have stopped a fight. I was so proud of him and always praised him enough to make him go red in the face. He was so cute like that. Also, I'm not entirely sure how long this is going to be. I might cut this up into separate episodes, but I might just like do this in one long episode. He would always smile, though, in the end. He cherished me beyond anything else in the world. I was happy, and I never wanted my story to end. No surprises, no problems. On a day off, though, something surprised me. I was cleaning the kitchen, humming my favorite Rise of the Phoenix song to myself. Dinner was quick, but having a clean kitchen was important. My mind wandered to what had happened at dinner. It was peaceful, but Sam barely said a word to me. It might have been because he was tired, but Sam was a lot more vocal at dinner time. What made today different? However, just as I finished cleaning the last utensil, something zipped past me like lightning. I looked back and tried to see it from my memory if I could pin a detail on the fast-moving shadow, but I came up with only one answer. Sam? No reply. It had to be Sam, though. Who else would do this? Who else would even be in the house? I quickly washed my hands and tried to run in the direction of the shadow ran towards, heading into the dining room. I gasped slightly. What the? Draped over a chair was a sign. From the handwriting, I could tell it was Sam. He tried to write legibly enough for his message to get across. I'm spitting everywhere. He still had some work to do, but I read the sign as best as I could. You have a surprise in your room. A surprise? What was going on? Was this some kind of booty call? Or was this a trick? I'm gonna go with booty call. Sam, what are you up to? I decided to go along with this. What was waiting for me? Would it be a desperate Sam? Would it be a gift of some sort? This wasn't like Sam at all, and yet it had Sam written all over it. He practically wrote the sign himself. I actually don't have like a great feeling about this. I walked through the lobby and headed upstairs to my room. I felt a pair of eyes watch me, but I ignored it. If Sam was watching, then he'd watch me follow his directions to the roughly written letter. My bedroom door was closed, despite me leaving it open last time I left. Odd. I slowly opened it, mentally preparing for anything. I wasn't prepared enough for what was there. I saw a beautiful jade-colored dress laid out on my bed. It gently glimmered in the light of the room, showing the grace of its regal fabric and design. It looked like a princess gown, yet it was definitely a modern dress. It was like a large prom dress, but I wasn't going to prom. Stepping further into the room, I noticed my bedside table covered in different jewelry and accessories. On the floor was a pair of gorgeous jade heels that sparkled in the light of the room. Sam, if you're around, what is going on? I tried to speak out, hoping he was nearby to hear me. I didn't hear a reply. Sam, what is going on? This was beyond anything Sam would do. I could never imagine him laying this out for me, yet my heart fluttered at the thought possibly being very true. My mind began to imagine him seeing me in this dress. His face would turn red, but he would give me that silly grin and call me pretty. My lips curled into a very happy smile at the fantasy thought. I stepped towards the dress and gently lifted it up. It was perfectly made for me. The tailoring was custom with no tag on the collar. I blushed wildly. What distracted me was a note falling out of the dress onto the floor. I quickly picked it up and read it. Again, it was in Sam's sloppy writing. Please get dressed and wait to be escorted back downstairs. I stared at the note in complete confusion. Wait to be escorted? What did that mean? Were we going somewhere? This whole thing left me with so many questions. I began to rethink following the shadow from the kitchen. He'd better explain all this at the end. I muttered before slowly stripping down and slipping on the dress. It was indeed perfect, form-fitting and princess-like. A quick zip and suddenly I was royalty. I looked at the mirror at myself and couldn't stop staring. I really did look regal. Whoa. I stared at myself. How was I able to look like this from simply putting on a dress? I slowly started to add accessories and some pieces of jewelry. Once I put on the heels, I felt the world around me was almost too dreamlike to be real. This was from Sam. A small knock tapped on my door and I quickly rushed over to open it. Oh, hello! I stared as James, dressed in his servant garb, and greeted me and held out an arm. Was he in on this? James, what's going on? James didn't reply, simply smiling at me and nodding for me to take his arm. I slowly took it, now even more unsure of what was happening. He guided me to the lobby where Eric, Matthew, and Damien waited for us in their servant garbs as well. I gripped James's arm tighter, now very nervous. What was going on? Hey! We climbed down the stairs before James gently lowered my arm and joined his brothers. Everything was slowly becoming a fairy tale dream, and my mind had a hard time wrapping around it. Before I could speak, though, the boys bowed their heads and raised their arms in unison toward the dining room archway. I turned my head and gasped. Oh! Hello. Oh, he's blushing. That's cute. Dressed in an extremely handsome prince garb was Sam, staring at me with both a surprised expression and a blush on his cheeks. I felt a blush rush onto my own face at the sight of Sam. He looked really handsome, and my heart was just racing just from looking at him. This had to be a dream. Sam gulped silently before walking over and holding out his hand to me. I stared at it, then slowly reached out and placed my hand in his. Sam smiled before gently bringing it to his lips. His hand was quivering. Why?
You look amazing.
I stared at Sam as he looked at me with his lips on my knuckles. My blush grew hotter on my face, making him chuckle softly and lean back up straight. He didn't let go of my hand, however, and gently pulled me towards him. I looked up at Sam as he smiled and rested a hand on my waist, lifting the hand he was holding beside us. I naturally rested a hand on his shoulder, raising an eyebrow. Then music started to play. It was a song I recognized and had become Sam's personal favorite, only plucked on the piano. I looked over to the direction of the sound, barely seeing Eric playing a portable piano in the corner of the room before feeling Sam tighten his grip on me, making me look back to him.
Well, shall we dance?
I stared, telling every single dancing nerve in my body that this was indeed real, before nodding to Sam. Like a fairy tale, he and I began to dance in almost perfect unison. He gently guided me around the lobby, waltzing with me with a tender smile on his face. I couldn't help but smile back, despite my mind being completely lost in what was going on. His smile always made everything okay with me. Each step we took was perfectly timed with the music. I didn't doubt Sam had these skills because he was an incubus, yet it seemed so uncharacteristic of him to be able to be so prince-like. Sam, what is going on?
We're dancing. What does it look like, doofus?
We're dancing, yes, but before I could continue, the room began to melt and get darker. I don't know what's going on! Sam kept leading me through the dance as the room around us began to turn into the night sky. The stars were brilliantly lit, with the moon being the largest light in the sky. I felt myself grip to Sam tighter before looking around. We were dancing in the sky, under the light of the moon. Our feet touched the air as if it were merely the floor as we waltzed to echoed music. Ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I know he's not a devil, but I had to make that reference. Anyone who does. Yeah! Speaking of air, I slightly looked down to see the mansion far below us. We were very high up in the air. I couldn't help but tighten my grip again onto Sam, who chuckled in response. Sam!
What?
We're in the...
They're in the sky. Yes, I know, doofus.
You're a doofus. But what if...
Promise, I won't let you fall.
I looked up at Sam to see him with a serious expression. Our dance became a simple sway as he gently moved the hand on my waist to caress my cheek. I naturally closed my eyes and nuzzled into his gloved hand.
I would never let you fall. I'll be by your side. Always. I'll protect you with my life.
His words echoed through my body, making my heart feel warm and light. I felt incredibly happy that he was like this. I almost didn't want to ask any more about what was happening. Everything seemed too perfect that even the smallest doubt might break this dream. I didn't want this dream to end if it was one. Sam gently led me back into a dance, smiling once again to me. Where did you learn how to dance? Sam let out a small laugh and twirled me before returning me to our waltz.
James taught me. It took forever, trust me. But I think I got it. It's not too hard.
You're an amazing dancer. My words rendered him speechless. He stared down at me and blushed while trying to continue our dance.
You're so important to me, you know?
And you are important to me, Sam.
I mean it, though. No one has ever made me feel this way. Ever. I never even thought I'd be like this, but...
Sam? Soon, Sam slowly stopped us from dancing, letting us stand in the night sky like nothing else mattered. Sam stared down at me, a look of pure seriousness covering his face.
I love you so much, alright? You make me feel like a man, not a monster. You're so friggin' important to me.
My heart was beating faster than I thought possible. Sam gently lifted my chin and leaned down, laying his forehead against mine.
I want to be worthy.
Aw, Sam. You are, Sam. I love you too. Oh, that's a nice picture. Sam closed his eyes and smiled. I could feel my heart warm and my eyes begin to water. He was everything I dreamt of, everything I wanted, everything I needed. I loved him. Sam then slowly lifted my left hand and kissed over my ring finger. For a second, I heard him growl slightly before whispering.
Screw human tradition. I'm a demon.
Oh, damn. Huh? I watched as Sam kissed the back of my hand and over my wrist. I could feel my energy gently circle and vibrate at the touch of his lips. I watched as very subtle green marks begin to draw themselves over my hand, almost like watercolor paint, as chains. They circled around my wrist and continued to circle around my hand. Once, twice, 3 times. At the 4th, it wrapped around the base of my ring finger. The marks began to glow gently before fading into my skin. On my ring finger, however, appeared a gold ring with emeralds and diamonds. It glistened in the moonlight, glimmering its brilliant shine at the many stars that surrounded us. Oh, shit! I looked up at Sam, who had a small smirk.
If you don't say yes to marrying me, I'll never forgive you.
I instantly began to cry, feeling my entire body warm up in joy. Sam held my hands to his chest, letting his smirk melt into a genuine smile.
But yeah, will you marry me? I want to be yours and have you as my own forever. I know I'm not on one knee or whatever, but I'm a friggin' demon, so like...
I didn't let him finish. I instantly jumped up and wrapped my arms around him, kissing him deeply. He gasped against my lips before slowly wrapping his arms around me and kissing me back just as deeply. Every ounce of his love showed itself to me in that kiss. I felt like I was in heaven, just kissing him and being in his arms. He was who I wanted to be with, and I would continue to love him and be his for the rest of our days. As we gently pulled away, I smiled, tears gently rolling down my cheeks. Yes, Sam, I will marry you. Sam smiled wildly before hugging me close. His embrace was tight, and I could almost feel him shudder in pure joy. He was as happy as I was.
I love you.
I love you too. And that was my happily ever after. Oh no, that was it! Oh! That was cute as shit. Man! I knew I liked Sam for a reason. I thought there'd be more. It's barely 17 minutes of this. Man. I hope they got the others out. I'm not even like 100% sure if that's happening. That was adorable. And now what am I gonna do? Oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Share with your friends if you like cute ass fucking proposals like that was. Holy shit. Shut up, neighbors. Alright, thank you guys again. Bye bye!